Is death the end, or do we get a second chance? Today is episode 16. We are investigating the strangest case of potential reincarnation in modern history. The Pollock twins. The year is 1957. The town is Hexham, England. John and Florence Pollock were a happy couple with two young daughters, 11-year-old Joanna and 6-year-old Jacqueline. On May 5th, a tragedy destroyed their lives. The two sisters were walking to church with a friend. A car, driven by a woman who had forcibly taken a dangerously high dose of medication, lost control. It swerved onto the sidewalk and struck the children. Joanna and Jacqueline were killed instantly. The parents were broken. But John, a devout Catholic who also believed in reincarnation, made a shocking claim. He told his wife, "Don't worry, they will come back. They will be born again as twins." His wife Florence thought he was going mad with grief. There was no history of twins in her family. The doctors said it was unlikely, but John was certain. 1 year later, on October 4th, 1958, Florence gave birth, against all odds. They were identical twin girls. They named them Jillian and Jennifer. From the moment they were born, John noticed something strange. Jennifer had a white birthmark line across her waist. It was identical to a scar the dead sister, Jacqueline, had gotten from a bicycle accident. Jennifer also had a birthmark above her right eye. It matched a scar Jacqueline had from falling on a bucket. Jillian, the other twin, had neither of these marks. As the girls grew up, the coincidences turned into impossibilities. When the twins were 3 years old, the parents brought down a box of old toys from the attic. These toys had been locked away since the accident. The twins had never seen them. Jennifer immediately grabbed a doll and said, "That's Mary." Jillian grabbed another and said, "That's Susan." These were the exact names the dead sisters had given those dolls years ago. They knew which toys belonged to whom. They even argued over them, saying, "That's mine, you know Sana gave that to me." But the memories weren't just about toys. They were about the death. One day, the parents found the twins in the garage. They were pointing at the family car and whispering. One twin said to the other, "Blood is coming out of your eyes." That's where the car hit you. Whenever they walked in the street and a car engine revved, the girls would panic. They would scream and cling to their mother, shouting, "The car is coming to get us." John was convinced his prayers had been answered. But Florence remained skeptical until one afternoon. She was in the kitchen wearing an old smock she hadn't worn in years. One of the twins looked at her and asked, "Why are you wearing the coat you wore when we went to the park?" Florence froze. She had worn that coat to the park with Joanna and Jacqueline, not with the twins. Then, just as abruptly as it started, it stopped. When the twins turned 5 years old, the veil seemed to drop. They stopped talking about the past. They forgot the names of the dolls. The nightmares about the car vanished. They grew up to be normal adults with no memory of their previous lives. Scientists and skeptics say the father likely subconsciously fed them these details. But believers say the Pollock twins are the ultimate proof that the soul survives death. Like the video, subscribe to my channel and tell me, do you remember anything from before you were born?